you take it all the wrong way. Leave you slumped near the bum near the bar place. This red light put your ass in a dark place.
Marathon from the land, which is the city of Babylon. Dress in my head, don't confuse me for cinema. I'm one of a gun as I go like a Digimon. When I be farming, not many books. Raw, ain't no Hakuna Matata. Cars, you shouldn't fuck with him, man.
You're naked, no hooks in, but he gets it anyway.
Run up on a.
Oh, good overhand right. That's it. This fight is over.
To thank some of our essential tradespeople, East Coast Financing has created special incentives for electricians, plumbers, carpenters, mechanics, and other skills tradespeople. These allow trades professionals to benefit from reduced interest rates or even 2 full months of vehicle payments covered by us. It's our way to say thank you for helping us keep the communities running, and we'd like the opportunity to support you on your next vehicle purchase. Apply now at eastcoastfinancing.com.
I've grown mentally, I've grown physically. Like, I just think I'm a more mature person now. Definitely a different fighter than I was 4 years ago. I'm excited, man. Devin's a good fighter. I competed against him in jiu-jitsu. I want to get that win back. You know, I respect him a lot as a fighter, and I want to challenge myself. You know, I don't want easy fights. I want to prove myself. Every time I come out, I always put on a show. Don't think I've ever been to a decision. I don't plan on doing it this time.
I have never been so hungry to get better at something. It's just so captivating. Since doing MMA, I've kind of fallen in love with every aspect. I like the groundwork, I like the wall work, I like the clinch. I'm a little well-versed in the striking, so holistically, I just enjoy everything about it and happy to show that off. I think it's a good matchup. She's coming off a loss with Sarah, so she's going to be coming in hot, I think, and trying to get another win. But I think there's a lot of areas that I will dominate in and give her a run for her money.
Hello, and welcome to the beautiful Antigonish Landing, home of the original Mr. Donaire. Our brand was founded in the early 1970s by the creator of the Donaire. And now, over 50 years later, we're still serving up the iconic taste Canadians love.
From restaurants to retailers across Canada and now the US, we supply everything from Donaire cones, sauces, beef jerky, and our frozen pizza. We proudly use beef from Atlantic Beef in Prince Edward Island and source local ingredients whenever possible.
As a family-owned business, we currently employ over 55 hardworking people right here in our Antigonish facility. And we're proud to say we've been partnered with Fight League Atlantic since day one, fueling fans and athletes alike.
All great Donairs start with Mr. Donaire. Fight League Atlantic. Fuel your game.
Who would want to go out there and, put a performance on where I get held on my butt for 3 rounds and don't get to actually put on a show like I had planned to? This fight is so close to home, and I have so many important people who I love who are coming to see this fight. And it's my due diligence to make sure that I'm not misinterpreted anymore, wipe everything clean, and make sure that my last outing was not what people know me for. At the end of the day, whoever's on the other side, I respect them just as much as the other guy, but I have a job to do, so it's my time.
Fighting, you don't know
what you're actually made of until like maybe you face some kind of adversity. So the biggest thing that I took away from that is that I am unbreakable, and now I know that truly, deeply, intimately. I just wanted to get my bearings with amateur and then send it at pro anyway. That was always the plan. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I think I got a good matchup on my home turf. I've never got that before, and I'm just excited.
There you go.
And there it is.
Great job by Brett to secure that.
Honestly, couldn't even replicate it. Getting on top of the cage has been just like one of my dreams. Getting on top, celebrating, and then having my friends and family there to watch it. Man, to get back going even feels awesome. I'm just looking to string together another win, especially where I lost my first fight. I've been pushing myself real hard this one. I really want this win. I'm looking to go back-to-back first-round submissions. And honestly, I might show some of my striking and go for a KO. So to get a win back here, it's gonna feel even better than my first win.
Abdelaziz hasn't even stopped or finished in his career yet. And what makes me different from all of his opponents is simply that they're not slick and they're not mean. And I'm gonna prove that on June 7th. My prediction is I'm gonna stop this man in between rounds. He's not gonna come out for the next one.
I'm looking to get like an impressive performance, not just a win, but a finish, and an impressive finish to really make my statement and have this be my my application for the show. He has like, you know, a bit of an orthodox style where, you know, a lot of spinning attacks and things along those lines. So taking that into account and then just emphasizing the things that I already do that should be useful against this kind of style.
The FLA fans can expect to lose their voices and to have their feet and hands hurting by the end of the fight. And you can expect an explosive performance by me and a whole bunch of shit you've never seen.
He's a good opponent, and as always, I'm looking for a good challenge, so I can't wait.
Abdel, you've had a great career, man. I'm happy for your record and all that, but I'm coming to take all of that away from you, man. So, you know, nothing personal, but you're standing in my way, and I'm gonna have to knock you down, bro.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Fight League Atlantic. We are here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, the Zatzman Sportsplex for FLA 20. It's going to be an incredible night. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Timmy B, joined by co-owner and co-founder of Fight League Atlantic, Derek the Cat Clark. Derek, what a night it is tonight.
Another one. Big historic night for Fight League Atlantic, 20th event. You know, 2020, John and I kind of came up with this idea, and you know, look at it now, 20 events later, in the home of our Halifax shows and right here in the heart of Dartmouth, and couldn't be more excited.
It's absolutely incredible. And look, as with all our cards, they're stacked from top to bottom. Each one gets better than the next. But I do want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor of 2025. That is Mr. Donaire. And look, we always have great young athletes joining the card. We often see people making their MMA debut. This card, no exception. We've got Kristen Brenton, Kenny Levy, and might I say the athlete that I think stole the show at weigh-ins, that was Lucas Kachafanis. I have never seen a head of cauliflower brought to the weigh-ins.
It was great. Exactly like I say it all the time. Make yourself a character. That's how you get known in the sport. It's one thing to fight properly and get out there and show yourself in the cage, but it's another thing behind the scenes to just kind of use that, you know, lighthearted approach to get people to notice you. And I thought both of the kids did a great job. The Candyman versus the cauliflower kid, and both of them brought, you know, candy versus vegetables, and it was just a great story, and that's what you want when it comes to this, especially making a debut. Great fight.
No better way to do it. If you missed that, go check out the weigh-ins. It's live on YouTube. Make sure you catch that. You'll see the Candyman delivering some candy as he does, but then a head of cauliflower exchange. So look, we're going to go and talk about some of the fights that are coming up. Before I do that, if you are in the arena now and you are hearing us, hit up your socials now. Let everybody you know understand that FLA 20 is happening in just a few moments. You definitely don't want to miss it. And if you're watching us live on the internet, make sure that you tag us in all your socials as well. Let people know and get the pay-per-view now at fightleagueatlantic.com. Derek, let's start with our prelim main event. This is a big one. It's at 145 pounds in the amateur division. You've got Mean Devin Turner, who says he wants to make the 145-pound division great again. He takes on Matt Tiger Harnish. What do you think about this one?
You know, it's a very interesting fight. I think, you know, obviously the records are a little different. Devin being 3-2, Matt Harnish being 1-0, but do not let that fool you, folks. Matt Harnish is an extremely talented kid, just with one amateur fight, but at least 4 or 5 kickboxing fights back in the day. He was a champion in a local kickboxing promotion, and a very talented kid on the ground. So he's going to give Devin Turner every bit of action that he's requesting, and Devin Turner's no slouch, man. He requests that, he wants it. He wants Matt to bring the fight to him, and Devin loves that kind of fight. So I'm really excited. Both great kids, and both guys with you know, a lot of skills. So may the best man win.
Well, it's a big one between activity and inactivity, because we last saw Matt Harnish at FLA 2 so long ago, where he got the victory. Of course, he's had a long delay because, kudos to him, he became a local sheriff in his sheriff's department. He was training, getting ready for that, and so we really respect him and thank him for that service. But in the time that Matt Harnish has been away, Devin Turner has racked up 5 fights. So what do you think about the activity versus potential inactivity and how that might play out?
You know, it's hard to really say like that. You know, other people, it's kind of happened, you know, like the ring rust we talk about. But, you know, Matt Harnish is training. He's on the mats 4 or 5 times a week. He's under TJ Grant. You know, he's got 2 other teammates fighting on the card. He's been involved with their fight camps too. I think the kid's a little bit more mature, as you saw in his promo video. And I don't know. I'm really interested to see, because both these guys, like Harnish is really slick striking. He's really great on the ground, and I'm interested to see what kind of, if he puts the pressure on right away, like he did at FLA2, or he stays a little patient. So we'll see.
It's going to be a great fight. That is Mean Devin Turner versus Matt Tiger Harnish in your prelim main event. Now let's go to, after the intermission, we get to our main card. And our main card opener, Derek, I think this is the people's main event. This is 2 undefeated fighters looking to take their career to the next step. First up, you have the 3-0, Sean Phelan. A great fighter here at FLA. 3 fights, 3 stoppages. He takes on the undefeated 2-0, Matt LeBlanc. What do you think about this one? Fireworks guarantee.
Very much. You know, I again, like, I wouldn't blink. Sean's all 3 fights have finished in the first round. And Matt LeBlanc, it can certainly knock people out, as we've seen in his last few fights too. So both kids are finishers. I'm really interested to see, like, Matt, if he can keep it on the feet. You know, Sean is a powerful kid, and I'm interested to see his game plan. Do they want to take it to the ground? And can he get it to the ground? Like, Matt is a very crafty individual with a lot of experience. So, man, yeah, what a fight for the fans.
What a crazy one. That is our main card opener, Sean Phelan versus Matt LeBlanc. Can't wait for that one.
Winner getting a title shot.
Is that true?
That is true.
Well, there you go. I saw on the socials, we had the champ, Jeremy Miazga Zibek. He kept quoting in on there. He kept going in on the DMs, kept chatting him up, saying, I'm watching this fight. So that's the announcement here today.
Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? You know, that's what we're doing here. We're pushing kids forward, and you know, these 2 are the top 2 contenders in 155 pounds. So, yeah.
That's a big fight, guys. So there you go. It's a title contender between Sean Phelan and Matt LeBlanc. You heard it here first. Now let's go to our first pro bout of the evening. First of 3. And this one, very interesting, as both men make their pro MMA debut. First up, coming all the way from Etobicoke, Ontario, making the trek out east, we have John the Jester Cunningham. He looks to take on hometown Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Tower 1 combat sports athlete, Simon Plummer. Derek, what do you think about this one?
I love it. You know, like, you hear a lot of people talk about it leading up to this event. You know, people coming back from losses, right? Like, that's a story that people want to see. They want to see that redemption, especially for their teammates. And Simon, you know, arguably, like, you know, in his last fight, he was doing very well leading up to the loss. And he's tough, man. And I'm a fan of Simon and how he fights. He brings it. He's exciting. He's in your face. He's gritty. And, you know, we'll see, man. I don't know a lot about John. I know he's a really good grappler. Looked like a little bit of a size advantage yesterday, in my opinion, for Simon. maybe that plays in his factor. I don't know, but I do know there's going to be one hell of a crowd here. It's going to be a big pop for Simon. He's a local guy, and he's been, he's never fought at home pretty much in a big crowd like this. So, yeah, it's awesome. And John, he's coming from a really good club, 10th Planet at Etobicoke, North York MMA. He does a lot of training with a lot of different clubs up there, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, anytime you hear that someone's training at a 10th Planet, you know that it's going to be jiu-jitsu possibly. So you got to be ready for that. But yeah, Simon Plummer, he was so impressive in his fight against the champ Jeremy MG in his last bout. And now, very interestingly, he makes the switch over to pro right away. He feels confident. He feels like he was ready after that fight, regardless of the outcome. And he's looking to start his career off on the right track in his hometown.
Well, that's exactly what amateur is for. You're not going to sit here and at that whine and complain, I lost my last move. Like, empty that tank and move right into your pro career and be like, it's a clean slate now. And he seems to have the right mindset for it, and that's what you want to see in a kid that's going pro, right? Like, no, that's in the past. I learned from that. We're moving forward and getting the job done tonight. So I'm excited for it.
I love it. I think that's going to be a great fight. Again, we've got John the Jester Cunningham versus Simon Plummer. Now let's get to our second pro fight, and it is our co-main event of the evening. This one, again, we have one man making his pro debut, but first up, you've got a man from Aguascalientes, Mexico. That is Gustavo Garcia. He's 0-3 in his pro career. But look, this guy's not traveling all the way up to Canada to take a loss. He's coming to take it to the debuting Dylan General Shepard out of Henzo Gracie PEI.
Yeah, Dylan, a big name around these parts. 4-0 as an amateur, only athlete as an amateur who defended the title before moving pro. Had some bad luck recently. He was supposed to fight Gustavo in April, in our April card at FLA 19, I believe, and Gustavo fought another card, suspended, and so we had to unfortunately push it to June, and here we are. He made the trip up, significantly taller than Dylan. I knew he was going to be tall, but I didn't realize he was that tall. And he's an all-around pretty talented fighter, so it's a good challenge for Dylan. Dylan making his pro debut, taking a fight on a guy who has 3 pro fights already. Good for Dylan, and he seemed confident in the way, and Dylan looked good. He was staring at him, looking up, and sometimes a taller fighter is an easier fighter in certain ways, so we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like a great fight. When I went to go interview Gustavo, he was sitting down. I asked him for a quick interview. He stood up. I couldn't believe I'm a tall guy, and this guy was towering over me. So yeah. Big guy, but he takes on, like you said, our two-time advanced amateur champion in Dylan General Shepard. And I know that he's been cross-training a lot. So we've talked about this before as well. These Fight League Atlantic athletes, you don't realize, they are going around the world to train. Shion Phelan was out in Japan taking on competitions, what we talked about earlier. But Dylan General Shepard, he goes out to Niagara Top Team along with teammate Cam Nelson. They're training with the likes of Mike Malott and Jasmine Jesuda-Vicious.
Yeah, it's true. And cross-training, it's important, to within reason, it's very important because it shows you where you're at in the sport. Sometimes you're getting new looks. You're learning from different people who are better than you. You can't always be the best person in the room. It's very important for athletes to know that. So, Niagara Top Team with Chris Prickett, his relationship with Matt McGrath is long-standing through the wrestling community from a long history. So it's great to see the relationship there. And yeah, I love it. I'm wishing all the best for Dylan, and I'm really thankful for Gustavo to come up here for the first time, and hopefully it's not his last time.
Can't wait to see it. That's our co-main event of the evening. Now, look, what we're going to get to now is our main event, which is a 145-pound professional bout. Again, international, as we have promotional debut by Slick J, Justin Vasquez. He's 12-3 out of Miami, Florida, representing Freedom Fighters Martial Arts. He takes on hometown hero, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, by way of Cairo, Egypt, training at Tower 1. The 7-0, 7 finishes, the Mummy, Abdel Aziz. This one, an absolute banger for our main event.
Yeah, it's a world-class fight. Very, very excited for this fight. Very unfortunate it's not a title fight. Was hoping for that 5-round, Abdel made championship weight. Unfortunately, Justin missed weight, so it moves to a 3-round fight. Justin unfortunately didn't want to proceed with the 5-round fight, so we move forward with a 3-round fight. So, the fans still get a phenomenal fight, and Abdel, made the weight, represented like a champion. Unfortunately, doesn't get to fight for the belt, but We'll see what happens here. It's a very a big fight in the international scene. It's probably the biggest fight ever in the history, other than Christian Savoy moving to the Contender Series. So it's a big fight for a promotion, and I guess Abdel's gonna have to slap some tariffs on Mr. Vasquez.
We'll see how much he charges for the beatdown that he wants to lay. But look, I was down around the mean streets of Dartmouth asking the fans, asking random people on the streets who they thought were going to win. Man, the Mummy looks like he's going to wrap it up, if that's what you look at the fans and how they said it.
Man, that's the thing. Both of these kids are so world-class. 7-0 versus 12-3. Like, both coming from really world-class camps. Both kids, like, with the dream of making it to the big show. It's a very important fight for both of them in their career, and anybody sitting in this crowd right now, like, you're in for a show, because the winner of this fight very well could go to the big show, and you're seeing a future star fight in front of your eyes right now. So awesome. I got goosebumps talking about it. Pretty cool.
Definitely. So do I. Look, that's the thing. Both these men looking to punch their ticket to the big show, whether it's 5 rounds or not. I know that there's the loss of the belt, but look, neither of these men want it to go the distance. Both of them looking to get it done in one. So regardless whether it's 5 rounds, they probably weren't looking to get there. They want to finish their opponent. They want to make a statement, and they want to get that big call up.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what they're here to do, So we'll see what happens. The crowd, make some noise here when they're walking out, and show all these fighters, whether it's the main event right down to the first fight, all these fighters have dedicated so much time and energy and time off work, time from their families. Like, the list goes on of how these athletes are able to perform in the cage like this. So make sure you show the support tonight, and it's going to be a fantastic night.
The absolute best show in Canada. Fight League Atlantic always delivers it. FLA 20, presented by Mr. Donaire. One of our 5 shows in the year. Nobody else doing it like us, Derek. It's absolutely incredible what you do, giving the opportunity to all these athletes to pursue their dream. Before we get things going, before we go, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners?
Thanks to our staff. Our staff has been incredible. 20 events in, from Danny and the team who does the production, to all the cage crew, the people who work at the venues, yourself, Tim, a commentary team, Craig, who's been there since day one. The list goes on and on. I'm sorry for Dave Fretz doing the graphics. Like, I don't want to miss anybody, but 20 events, man, it's been an incredible ride, and all the fans, in-house, sponsors, teams, coaches, it's an incredible ride. East Coast has always been the small guy, and we have a chip on our shoulder to be the big one. Okay, people don't even include us in the Canadian rankings sometimes, but let me tell you, folks, we said it in 2020 and it's 2025 now. We're still coming. So thanks to our fans. Thanks for everybody. We'll see you tonight.
It's only going to get better and better from here on out, and I can't believe that we're even going to say that, because every show is so incredible. Derek the Cat Clark, guys, if you're watching us now, again, put us on your socials, fightleagueatlantic.com. That's where you get the pay-per-view. Next show, make sure that you are here, because it is a great, great event to be at. Derek the Cat Clark, thank you so much, man. Let's get on with the show. In just a few moments, we're going to start. It's our first fight between Lucas Cachafanis versus Dylan the Candyman Benjamin.